Hi everyone, welcome to the Swedish Gaming Dudes. My name is Johan.
I am John. Today we've got our beloved friend. Introduce yourself, please.
Yes, hello, my name is Martin, and I'm also a gaming dude.
Yeah.
And I'm a guest here, and we will be talking about horror games today, I was told.
Oh yes, oh yes. Welcome Martin, so nice to have you here, fellow gamer. Yes. And as you say, we're going to talk about horror games today. Amazing. And we usually start with talking about general about games, what we have been playing right now. So Martin, have you been playing some good horror games or games in general?
Absolutely. So I've been on my vacation, and I've been playing Amnesia the Bunker. I played that game a couple of weeks ago. And also I've been playing, I took all the achievements on Alien Isolation.
Oh, congratulations! Cool.
It was horrible.
That's the true horror of that game, to complete every achievement.
One of the achievements is to play the game without dying.
Oh my god.
Yes.
How did you manage that? How did you do that?
Actually, it's not that hard.
Okay.
Because if you pause the game before the death animation completes and you reload your save, then you can get the trophy. Or the achievement. So it's not. I died 4 times.
Okay, but that's pretty good.
I still got the achievement. So
oh my god, 4 times in that game is pretty good, I must say. Yeah, that's a very good example of a horror game, also classic. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah. How about you, John? Have you been playing something good lately?
Yeah. The other day, I believe it was 2 days ago, when I finished Final Fantasy 16 on the PS5.
Ah, nice.
It was just so amazing. Like, it was a long game that I played for 41 hours. And I tried to get the most out of it by playing pretty much all the quests there were in terms of main and side quests. Get the best sword and so on. But, to some extent, I just lost the interest to, dwell in these side quests. So I just pretty much skipped all those extra cutscenes. But it's an amazing game. It's not horror in the slightest, but it's truly an emotional journey, and it's epic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which Final Fantasy was it?
16.
16.
16. Yeah, they're on a high number now. Yeah. every new game defeats the title, like Final Fantasy number 16. But yeah, no, I heard a lot of good things about that game, and I'm going to borrow it from you now and try it out. So yeah, it'd be nice to play it.
Enjoy.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Zelda lately. Lots of Tears of the Kingdom on Switch, the new Zelda game, and it's been amazing, really. It's a really good sequel to one of the best games ever made, I think. It's so fun with the creative side. You can build anything. You can build cars and planes or mechas, whatever you want to use in that world. They have so much freedom, and yeah, just fell in love with it, and spent 100 hours easily in it, and completed the story and lots of side quests, but so many things still to do in it, So
this is the game your friend put a lot of hours into.
Yeah, I have a friend. She played for about 250 hours and still hasn't finished it. So yeah, lots of hours, but it never ends, basically. You can always do something new in it. So that's been cool. And I actually went back and played the first Zelda game from Nintendo, 8-bit Nintendo. That was cool to go back and see the story begins, and the game, the structure of the games, the beginning of it all was pretty cool to see. So yeah, lots of Switch for me lately.
Oh, man, amazing.
Cool.
So today we're going to talk about horror games. John, what was your first horror game experience? Do you have one game that was your first horror?
Oh, I pretty much remember that story almost to big details. I remembered this was somewhere when the GameCube had been around for a couple of years, I believe. And so I had one, but I wasn't into horror games, and so I just thought to myself that I was a little bit jealous of people who dare to play horror survival games such as Resident Evil and Silent Hill. So I remember thinking to myself, I walked into GameStop and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Screw it, I'm just gonna do it. Resident Evil 0, I'm buying it now, playing it tonight. I don't freaking care what I'm thinking, I'm gonna finish it. And so I did. Cool. I was so proud.
So Resident Evil 0 was your first. That's cool. Yeah. That's a very different Resident Evil game in many ways, with the two characters. You control two characters at the same time, basically.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You like alternate between the two. So
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. Martin, for you, what's your
My first horror game,
Yeah.
it actually was Alien Isolation.
Mm,
A little background story about me. When growing up, I was always terrified of these alien movies. To the point where I actually had reoccurring nightmares.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So when I heard that they were making this Alien Isolation game, basically based off my nightmare, I said to myself, okay, I need to play this, because there's this saying, if you fear something, you should put yourself through it.
Yeah,
Maybe
face your fears.
Face your fears, exactly.
Yeah.
So I did. So I bought myself. Actually, I haven't been playing a lot prior to this. So I bought myself a PS4 2014 and the game on the release date, and just put myself through it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was horrible.
Oh man.
There was times where I paused the game and I said to myself, I will not be able to finish this. I will not be able to finish this. I can't do it. It's too horrible. It's too tense. This is my nightmare on screen.
So that trophy of yours is almost a life goal.
Yeah, exactly. It was like so anyway, I said to myself, okay, just take one more step. Just one more step. We'll see what happens. And so I did. And I kid you not, I crouched the entire game. I think a basic playthrough, 20 hours. I kid you not, I played this probably on 60 hours. You know, crouching, 2 steps, pause.
Yeah. But that game is hard in that way that it's very like specific when you can save it as well. So even if you take it easy, if you like die, you start over from the, you know. So it's it's
there are not a lot of save stations.
No, it's like a little bit old school that way. Yeah, it's an amazing game.
It's an amazing game, and I finished it, and actually I haven't had any nightmares since. So
oh yeah,
I'm cured.
Nice. Well done.
So I thought to myself, since I haven't been playing other horror games before this, I start to wonder how are the other horror games. So that was like the starting point where I thought like, okay, I want to try other games, so I have something to compare Alien Isolation to. So 2019, I bought the Xbox with Game Pass. And just started to, take game by game, all the horror games one by one on the Game Pass list. So the funny thing is, since I was thinking I have been playing my nightmare, these other horror games will be a walk in the park.
I get that.
How wrong I was.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. What did you start with after Alien? Like now?
Oh, actually, I can't remember, but I think I played Outlast.
Outlast.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. I think so.
Oh,
man.
that's
Alone?
very good.
Yeah.
That's very good. I played the first and the second one, Outlast game. I like them both. I think,
like both of them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
people hate the second one. Oh, it's not as good as the first one. But I really like the second one with this more psychological terror and
and the whole setting with the village and the people. And
and you have the contrast with that, with the memories of the main character in school and that trauma and stuff.
That's right.
So good. I really like that. Have you tried those, John? Outlast games? Have you played those?
Not the second one in the slightest. I know that it exists, but I haven't seen any footage of it.
Oh.
The first game, I have watched PewDiePie play it.
Yeah, okay.
But I haven't really played it myself, to be really honest. Fact is, there was once, a couple of days, I believe, that I gathered my sister, our cousin, and the girlfriend, my cousin's girlfriend, and we started to play through the first game, I remember, and we just passed the control amongst one another because it was that
team
terrifying.
effort.
Yeah, so we really tried to work our way through it step by step, and I just remembered that it was so immersive, and I just hated every second of it, but I just forced myself, no, you are going to like it. And we kept on triggering one another, going like, your battery on your
camera,
the
camera's going out, so you're not gonna have any night vision left. You're gonna have to walk in the dark, and it's like, shut up, I'm trying to play. So it's like, no, we couldn't make it anywhere. We made like a couple of checkpoints, I believe, but no, not past that.
So Outlast, it's a game where you really are defenseless.
Yeah.
And I believe you said sometime that you don't like these kind of horror
that
games.
is true. I'm actually thinking about that. Like, the worst kinds of horror games are the ones where you're completely exposed, defenseless, and your only thing to do is to run and hide.
Yeah.
Hate that. So like I'm thinking about that. What if you would think of like a different like a ranking list of different kinds of characteristics for horror games within these subgenres, like horror, pure and right through, and it's psychological horror, and then you have action horror and maybe other kinds of horror games. But I would say, what makes the absolute worst of the worst horror games specifically?
Okay.
That is a question to you guys. What do you think is the worst?
In the horror games, like
yeah, for me it's like being defenseless and always have to run.
I think my worst horror games are the ones with the psychological aspect.
Yeah, for me too.
Yeah,
for me
that
too.
is the hardest one.
Like for me, the first like horror experience for me was I didn't play the game, but I had a friend who had on PC an old game called Phantasmagoria, which is like this. It's sort of a adventure puzzle solving game, but it's with like full motion video sequences, and it's a horror game. It's very gory. It's about this.
So you mean that's a live action?
Yeah, it was very big, in the 90s. That you could do with actors, and putting them in this game world.
All right.
So that was very cool to see. It was very gory, very like it was cool for a couple of teenagers. Oh, look at all the blood! Oh, it's so cool like that, But it was sort of more like an extreme game to watch and a little bit cool game to we played that game. We're the cool guys. No, but for me later when I bought my first PlayStation 1, and the first game I bought to it was Resident Evil 1, the first one who came out.
Man.
So that was my first gaming horror experience, and I was terrified of that game. I was maybe 13 years old when I played it, but if you look at the graphics today, the characters looks like Minecraft characters almost. They're so blocky and strange, and like the like voice acting is so bad, it's hilarious and stuff like that. But that was like the foundation for lots of survival horror games today, and I wasn't used to that, and that scary soundtrack. And one thing I also had, you had Alien as one of your horror movies, you were afraid of. For me, it was Return of the Living Dead. I watched that when I was 9 years old and was scarred for life. And that's almost like a comedy today, but it's like just with the zombies and like, I thought it was so scary, the dead coming back to life. And, so I had that with me playing Resident Evil, with the zombies, and I went, oh my god! I always thought, also having nightmares, waking up to this zombie sound with dragging their feet in the apartment I was living in and stuff like that. So it was also for me like some sort of a therapy session to play through the games in a way, facing your fears. And so I remember the first time I played it in the evening. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I had to watch Star Wars in the evening just to get the game out of my head because I was so scared of Resident Evil. But that was the first start. But then you get older, then it's not so scary, and I played the second Resident Evil. But then a little bit further, you have Silent Hill, and then you have more psychological horror. And I'm also a big fan of the series Twin Peaks, and I think it's very cool to have this small town in America that has the dark secret and this scary things happening. And it's something completely different when you play on the psychological part. It's very dark, and the enemies are like abstract, and you can it's so much scarier in a way. And the world around you changes from that normal, like American small town style into this, rusty, bloody reality. And it was terrifying, truly terrifying to play it at first time. So Silent Hill 1, a huge impact as well. And then Silent Hill 2 came to PlayStation 2, also like insane with the graphics. And I remember really like feeling on the inside like squeamish, like this terror almost, because the graphic was so realistic and the way it portrayed the horror. You just have this little flashlight, and it was so good with the graphics, with the shadows and stuff. It felt like these dark rooms with these terrible creatures in it. Horror for me, we're also like you and me, Martin, like movie buffs here, so like horror movies. But for me, like horror games has destroyed almost the horror movie genre for me, because I think games are way more scarier because they're interactive. Yeah, you're controlling the character. So it's way more on the edge of your seat, and you're so engaged into this world they create. It's done well, you know. So horror for me, gaming in horror, if it's well made, it's insane. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Latest horror game for me that was really good was this Madison that came out. I think it was last year. I had to play that for about 30 minutes at a time or something like that. It was horrifying. It's like we talked about. You don't have any weapons or anything like that, but you have like sort of a limited inventory, and I think that was a little bit unnecessary because you have to carry a lot of stuff with you. So you have to go back and put certain things back. But
you have a camera. You also have a camera.
You have a camera, like you take pictures, Polaroid pictures. You can, if you're going down a dark corridor with no lights, you have to take a picture with a flash just to see what's down there, and sometimes there are stuff there.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it's also like this random, speaking about Alien Isolation, there's some sort of randomness to it that's not one playthrough is the same. Sometimes there's a ghost in this corridor, sometimes they're not, or like Alien, sometimes the xenomorphs comes down, sometimes it doesn't. So that's a very that's a very good way to build horror, I think, like that. But I think if it's well made, I don't mind that much if you don't have weapons or anything like that, if it's well made. But it's, of course, it feels safer to have a gun or a flamethrower or something like that when you're playing a horror game.
There's actually there's a shift in Alien Isolation. I mean, the first part of the game is really run and hide. Don't run, but
don't run.
You're dead if you run. But crawl and hide. And the second part, there you get guns. You get the flamethrowers. You can fight off the aliens. Just a little while. So it's really is a two sections in the game. The two separate.
It shifts. As I say, it shifts.
And I think that's probably a good call because it gives you another dimension in the game.
Interesting.
So you're not defenseless in Alien Isolation if you want to try it sometime.
Oh man, I don't even know if I could do that.
But I question these cult games you were talking about. Are they any of these games first person, or are they all?
You mean like Resident Evil or Silent Hill? No, the first ones were in third person. But then for Resident Evil, when it came to Resident Evil 7, that was the first time they went like first person mode.
The Village.
No, Village is 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a big shift going to first person, and that's also have an effect. I have not tried it in VR. You're supposed to play it in VR. But it's of course you get more closer to the horror in a way because you're controlling what you're viewing through the game through the eyes of the character. So it's very effective horror storytelling, I think.
You get the depth perception. You can see depth in your VR.
There's also one thing that's very much interesting when it comes to the first Resident Evil game. The first one, not the 0, because one would say that chronologically 0 is the first one. We're talking about number 1. So the PlayStation version has those kind of tank controls because you see the angle, the camera angle from slightly from above. In the third person, and when you press forward, the character moves forward from his or her perspective. But in the GameCube remake, when you press forward, it's from your angle.
From the camera angle,
so it's a little bit, you have the choice whether you want to implement that or not. And I really think that puts some extra stress on you. Of course, you can really get adapted to it as you play. It really...
That's an interesting thought, because I believe in horror games that they are purposefully making the controls sluggish.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And a little
Oh,
bit.
yes.
You're not supposed to be too quick or agile.
No.
You're supposed to be, I mean, in disadvantage somehow.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
if something happened around you, you can't go. Poof.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Yeah,
It takes a long time to do stuff.
Yeah, but that's true. I think one of the, I don't know if that was the first one who did that, but the first Silent Hill game on PlayStation 1 actually had that sort of more realistic control of the character Mason that you play as. Like he could, like, if you, he could fall down a stair or something like that if you're not careful, you know. It was a bit clumsy to play with, you know. And I think that's a cool, some people hate it because they want full control of the character, you know. But I think if it fits the story, I think it's cool to have it a little bit more realistic like that.
Absolutely.
Because in Resident Evil, you always, not in 7, or he's more, a little bit cooler guy in the number 8 game, but 7, he was like this average Joe you're playing as, but in 1 to 6 is this, you know, special forces, you know, stars, this alpha team and stuff, that highly trained, you know, officers who have no problems shooting zombies and stuff like that. So there you have the advantage. But if he's just this normal guy finding himself in this situation, it's I think you can identify with the character more as well. And I know in Resident Evil 7 they didn't want to make the character talk so much, but because they wanted you to apply your own feelings onto the character, you know. So yeah, that's also, it's a style choice, I would say, like that. So and as you say, John, with the tank controls in the old Resident Evil, they usually also had this very dramatic camera angles. They had like pre-rendered backgrounds, you know, on computers, so it looked very cool. But you couldn't change the camera. You always had these dramatic camera views, you know. So and these tank controls, oh my god, just running around. But it became better, I guess.
Remembering those moments when you, like, sometimes you walk into the new areas of this mansion in the first game, and you would have this new enemy, you know, like show up. So it's like, okay, you come to a new room and the door closes, and you hear this door shut, like that, and then you see yourself facing a corridor down, but you can't see where the corridor leads and what's out there. And then you just hear this kind of what should I say? You know, like a modified alligator or whatever. Those kind of that walks on 2 legs.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
You haven't seen those ones before, but you
Hunters.
hear them walk.
Hunters.
Yeah. But then as you walk like 2 in-game meters, then it's like, okay, they're right in your face.
Yeah.
And and it's like, okay, you just panic because of those. Both the controls and the fixed camera angles.
Yeah.
And which for some reason just brings me to the other thing, because I've been thinking for many years about what makes certain horror games horror. I would say, like, you can take like the example. Have you played Final Fantasy? Resident Evil 7, that is.
That is not Village.
Not Village, the one before.
The one before, yeah.
And I remember that game was very horrific for me. I had to play it with my cousin and like pass the control between one another. But I remembered the thing that really made me feel extra scary was not really the enemies and the bosses and the characters that you encounter, but rather the feeling of not knowing how they look like and the feeling that they are lurking around. So I feel like you could get the same kind of feeling even if you would have Family Guy characters chasing after you. I would really feel like you are down a corridor, and down when it turns, you can hear this kind of and it's like, oh my god, he's here.
No, but it's true. I mean, there's a point to that, what you say. I think that you fear the unknown, what you can't see in the game. You know, as you say, Resident Evil could have these camera angles and you couldn't see the corridors. You didn't know what was down there. Or in Silent Hill was a dark corridor, and in Silent Hill, besides the light, you also have like this radio, and the radio gets like, you know, cracks and
the static noise.
The static noises, as soon as enemy approaches you, and you don't know what's down in certain corridors and stuff like that. And it's such an effective way to build horror, I think. And you never know what's around the next corner. And it's horrible. But we play it anyway. I don't know why. If it's something to do with that relatable feeling of that fear. I don't know. It's something.
It's probably the same thing. Why are we putting ourselves in roller coaster? You get this exhilarating feeling.
Yeah.
The heart rate goes up.
It almost makes you wonder, like, to take initiative, whether those kinds of in-game situations would be real, to make you feel like you're not freezing in place, but you can actually do something to solve your own problem, which is to fight for your survival, go hide or do whatever. Take initiative to grab a weapon for the sake of self-defense, maybe. So I could definitely think of that. But as you're gaming, are you aware of that you're gaming, or are you too immersed to feel like it's real?
Yeah. There's a fine line there, I think, when it's too real and stuff like that. No, but I guess, as I said, when I play this Madison game, that's a very psychological horror. You're basically forced to complete this demonic ritual, and there's these ghosts in the house that's chasing you. But it's, I don't know, because you say you don't have any weapons. Sometimes you can relate to that. Like, what the hell would I do? I'm in this house. There's nothing I can do to defend myself. Like, I just have to do this crazy stuff, you know. So I think if it fits the story, I think it's cool that you are defenseless like that. But as horror can be just an effective thing, even if you're like this super soldier, basically from Resident Evil. And as I say, with this hunter sequence, they introduce this new, they up the stakes, you know. Now, you think you know this game, here are new enemies that just changes everything, you know. Oh my God, like that. And like it starts with zombies, and then you go in this L-shaped corridor, and I think every gamer know this when the dogs attack in Resident Evil 1 for the first time. They're like this empty corridor, it's completely silent, and you just start, running down the corridor, and from nowhere the glass breaks, and a dog, like zombie dog, just jumps in and starts chasing you. And I still remember playing that for the first time. I jumped 20 meters up in the air, like, oh my God, like this. And I just started running like that. So I think you can, but it takes this, masterful touch, I think, to build up that tension.
Of course.
So maybe if we ever would be haunted by a poltergeist or haunted by a big monster in the woods, probably have a good chance of surviving.
Oh yes. Years of training.
Have a higher chance.
Where's my save station?
Yeah.
I was thinking about, there are sometimes these games that pretty much count as gray areas. I'm thinking about this game in particular, The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Because I would definitely say that it's not a horror game, but it has horror aspects. One of the facts being that you have very limited ammo to start with. A big fraction of the game is like that. And it's like, as you face some of the enemies, it's like, okay, you got to make your shots count. And if you miss, it's one wasted shot. And it's like, you always got to bring them in close to be sure that you can fire them right in the head. And it's like, if you miss that shot, that feeling just makes you go like, I should shoot you.
Maybe I should save my ammo. Exactly. But that's an interesting point. I mean, are there like survival games without the horror aspect? I mean, so you have to save your resources to survive, but there's nothing.
Yeah, I would assume that there are those kinds of games when it's like, there's not much of a horror presence. But it's more like, this kind of panic and stress where it's like, okay, you got this little, or huge ferry or boat that's sinking, and you're trying to get yourself to the surface without drowning. Like, Sonic 1 on the Sega Mega Drive. that has horror pumping in me. When it counts down from
That's true.
It's like, no! You gotta jump up to the surface.
As soon as you mentioned that, I could hear that sound in the background, with running out of air, and you're waiting for that damn bubble to come up so you can breathe the bubble and survive underwater. Yeah.
That always got me.
Yeah. No, there must be. I started thinking about real life when you said that. Just surviving to pay the bills, basically. But it's like
horrible.
But but I think as a game you need something that drives you as a gamer as well, some sort of some sort of element that you have to confront as well to make it interesting.
Like a proper enemy.
Yeah, you need something like that, I think. But that's also a debate I know among horror games that's like true survival horror games are about that, as you said, John, with managing resources, ammo and stuff like that. I know some people complain about newer horror games that have too much resources and it's too easy. They want harder difficulties and stuff like that. So So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm more of a more comfortable gamer. I think I like it when I have like, I have too much ammo, I can sell it to this merchant guy, like or something like that. I guess I'm just too comfortable like that. But like you say, Alien Isolation is definitely one. Would you think about? I mean, with resources and ammunition, and I have to think about everything. Yeah, is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Exactly. Should I sneak around or should I throw my smoke grenade?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's a cool aspect because it makes you think as a gamer. You have to improvise, and I like that. If you don't have a completely different game, but as I mentioned, Zelda, you have a system where weapons can break, and you have to pick up new weapons and fuse new weapons together. But that also makes you think about what should I use weapon? Is it worth using here? Or I mean, makes you more creative as a gamer. I think, even if people hate that system, they want to things that's is holding through the game. But I think it's a very cool way to make the gamer think. And even if people complain about it, maybe even in horror games, I think they sort of I think it's pretty cool when they're through the game and like, I actually did pretty well with my resource and I used them well, and so it's
an accomplishment.
It feels more like, I mean, compared to if it's too easy, perhaps maybe.
I just got to think of this. There was this demo, like on the PS4. I remember PT.
PT, the Silent Hill.
We played it at my place.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remembered, for some reason, I just had this, I had this inspiration from PewDiePie where he tried to bring a comic relief to everything to lighten the mood. And so I felt like, okay, I'm going to play this now and I'm going to laugh and just smile too much and get too comfortable. That way I can play it. Yeah. So I managed to get myself a couple of meters more, just fight through it.
Yeah.
But that's insane. That was this like demo, and it never came out, sadly. It was supposed to be the new Silent Hill game, and it was supposed to be made by Hideo Kojima, who has made Metal Gear Solid games. They're my favorite games of all time, and also Guillermo del Toro, the movie maker. There's supposed to be a collaboration between those two, making these amazing horror games. And then Konami, who Kojima worked for, fired him basically because he was taking too much time with his Metal Gear Solid game. So he never got to do that. With Del Toro, but that demo has inspired so many game creators just with this first person and just building up atmosphere and using small means basically just to get this horror feeling. So I think it's a very cool thing that this little demo just inspired a whole generation of game makers.
That's really cool. So maybe like Madison and Visage, all of these layers of fear, maybe are inspired by this.
Absolutely, absolutely. As soon as I started playing Madison, this is PT inspired, like that, So sadly we never got it, that game. But you have to save it if you have it on PS4. You have to save the demo because it's worth a fortune because you can't download it anymore. Really? So it sells for a lot on eBay. I think a PS4 or something with that demo.
Angry Bird effect.
Yeah, the Angry Bird effect. Exactly.
That's true. I was thinking, do you guys have any kind of typical game series or specific games within the horror genre that you feel like this is a masterpiece? We mentioned Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
Do you have any
can
more
I mention
thoughts?
that again?
Yes, you can.
But that is not that's not a series. But actually, I heard a rumor that they're probably making Alien Isolation 2.
Ooh.
Oh man,
that will be amazing. So let's hope. But a series horrors. I mean, Resident Evil. I played the two latest Resident Evil, and I want to play this remake. The fourth.
Yes.
Is it the fourth?
Yeah, they made Spain.
They made several now. They made for the second game, came out a couple of years ago now, and for the third game, and now this year was number 4. Yeah. And I would recommend all of those. They're amazing games.
Yeah,
I mean,
so that's something I want to play.
Yeah.
All of them.
The third one got some criticism because they have not included some areas from like the original game. It's way shorter game in a way, and I absolutely understand that. But I think it's also a great Resident Evil game. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah.
But start with number 2 and then work yourself up to 3 and 4.
But why is there a Resident Evil 0? Did they make...
Well, because they already had the first one, and they wanted to make a prologue.
Okay, so to make... Okay.
I would say because of money. They wanted money. No, because 0 is very interesting. I played that last year, I think. I think I almost took all the trophies and stuff like that. I like unlocked unlimited ammo and stuff like that.
Wow.
No, but it's like a very strange Resident Evil game because it takes place before the first game, like a couple of days before the first game starts.
Oh, really?
And it stars Rebecca Chambers, this character. She's in the first game, but she's like very, oh, zombies everywhere, ooh, like this little bit scary, like she's scared of the situation with the zombies and stuff like that.
She's not that in
But you play as her in the 0 because it takes place before the first, and there she's like this action hero who like kills zombies and stuff like that. So the trauma, I guess. I don't know. No, so the story doesn't really fit. It's an official title, of course, but it doesn't really fit with the story narrative. And the control, because you're controlling two characters and you don't have like this item box where you can put all the items, so you have to exchange them between characters, and you have to put it on the floor and stuff because you can't carry as many things, and there's this hook shot that you need to use at several places in the game, and you never know when you need it, so you have to carry it, and it takes 2 spaces in this inventory, and it's a cumbersome game to play. I unlocked unlimited ammo just to be able to play the game, basically, I think. But it's gorgeous. It looks good. I mean, it still looks good, I think, even it's an older GameCube game, but it's HD remastered.
I would definitely recommend that to someone who is bridging over to this, to play horror games for the first time, because it's definitely on the easier side without being the easiest.
Okay.
Yeah. But don't start with 0. Play the first one,
okay.
Resident Evil HD. That's this also GameCube remake, but that's a way better start.
So, but these remakes are you able to play them first person, or they are only?
They're in third person.
They're in third person.
Yeah, all of them are third.
Yeah. So just 7 and 8 are in first person.
Okay.
But the 8 actually got DLC, so now you can play it in third person also if you want to.
Okay.
And I also almost liked it better, maybe actually playing in third person. It was a little bit different actually.
Okay. Because for horror games, I think first person is much more immersive.
Yes.
Because you are the person.
Oh yes.
You are the character.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Number 8 is cool because it's sort of this grim fairy tale almost. It's very different from 7. But you haven't played 8 at all.
The Village.
The Village.
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, I played it and completed it.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Because that's a very different style, I think, for Resident Evil.
Okay.
But the second one, remake, is like this zombie apocalypse in Raccoon City. It was like that in the original game. But that's a very scary remake, I think, with the zombies and the graphics, and it's very tense and it's a very good game. But
and wasn't it also present in the remake of the second one where you encounter Mr. X?
Mr. X.
A big portion of the game, whereas in the original there was 2 different playthroughs. So either one of them you met him, and the other one you did not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here you meet him in the first playthrough. And
pretty early on.
I never forget that. Like playing the game. Oh, I have this game under control. Oh yeah, it's cool.
And the wall goes to slam. It's there.
This is broken helicopter in my way. Oh, no worries. So why is it moving? Why is this big guy? Oh my god! He just start running. It's so cool. But that's also a horror game trope that Resident Evil started with Nemesis, the third game, Resident Evil Nemesis, that you have this character that you can't kill, but it keeps chasing you, basically. So I'm thinking about Alien Isolation as well with the Xenomorph, because you can shoot this enemy to make him unconscious or something like that, and then run past him, but you can never kill him.
Right.
And he's walking around this police station, and you can hear his footsteps if you're a good sound system, you can hear him on the floors above you, or it's a very cool way to, as you say, you feel safe when he appears, zombies, I've killed them all, I have so much ammo, and this guy just appears, oh my god, and you can't defeat him, you have to run from him.
Oh yeah.
So it's a very cool way to to mix things up, I think, with horror. It keeps you on your edge of your seat, you know, like that. But going back to what you asked, John, with masterpieces in horror, but I think for me, one of the best still is Silent Hill 2. I mean, that's a very, oh my god, that's a very good psychological horror game. It's coming out as a remake now in autumn or winter, I think.
Oh man!
Okay.
See, when it comes out, maybe it's delayed, I don't know, but...
I will play that.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. No, but that's a good... That was the first, like... Because Silent Hill 1 has more of this, like, cult... you know, trying to conjure a demon, basically, you know, a little bit like that story structure. But the second one has like this more abstract, more David Lynch approach to horror, I think. And it's so cool that you're starting out as this James Sunderland character. His wife has died and he gets this letter from his dead wife to come to Silent Hill, and it's okay. Sure. But it's, and you just get immersed in this, you know, in the mist and this town, and like, I don't know, I was terrified by it the first time I played it, but that's a very, feels like art almost, that game as well. I really like that. But also, as you mentioned, like Resident Evil, big Resident, I love the remake for the second and the fourth game. I mean, they're so damn good, and they look so good. The graphics are insane. So I play those a lot as well. So yeah, horror is still like evolving with graphics and things like that, I think.
Yeah.
And as I said, one of the most terrifying games was Madison, who came out last year. Absolutely terrifying game.
I gotta watch
my
that, I
god!
guess.
But very good at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
By the way, I played A Plague's Tale.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard of that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you played, John?
Not yet. I got it installed on my PS5 though.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you have to play it. You have to play it.
It's maybe not a horror game per se, but it's. I mean, it's.
It's got horror aspects.
Yeah, horror aspects, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I finished the entire second game, and the ending is. No spoilers, but
bring a box of tissues
Yes,
at the end.
yes.
Yeah.
That was
No,
hard.
it was very emotional at the
Yes,
end for
very
me.
emotional.
Okay. I
And
see.
it takes a lot of, it can be emotional to games, but if it is more newer franchise, to get that emotional attached to the characters, and as you say, the ending in the second game, oh my god,
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good.
Very good. We'll talk about it after we'll play.
Yeah.
Of course, that's good.
Yes.
I'll make my way through it somehow. I was thinking about one different kind of things, because we've been talking about perspectives and immersion when it comes to these kinds of horror games. But let's say Resident Evil 7 VR mode.
Yeah.
Have you tried?
No.
I've just heard of this, and I'm thinking like that.
I'd rather die.
In game or not. But I can't really understand how anyone would put themselves through it, because that is the next level towards becoming real.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
your mind at this point can't really tell the difference.
Yeah.
When you're getting comfortable, when you don't really notice. I'm thinking like, I don't know if that game requires the original controller for the PS4, or if you can use the Move controllers, because then you can point and shoot and whatnot.
So it's even more immersive.
So the question is if that is possible. I don't really know, but just the fact that you're having headset, so immerse yourself sound-wise, you immerse yourself vision-wise, and I'm thinking, well, you gotta really pay attention to not sit behind a concrete wall, and it's like, okay, I'm, and the jump scares,
and then
you would hit
smack
yourself
your
in the
head in the back. Yeah. Oh, I went blind.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a bummer.
yeah.
No, but as you say, we talked about this before starting recording today, that I played like this Oculus VR, and just a couple of weeks ago just tried out this fantasy game or something. So it wasn't scary at all, but like it's so immersive, even if you don't have like the best graphic. You're so into the world in a way, and you're looking around, and you're feeling this depth to the world, and jumping over like big crevices and stuff like that, and just feeling that with more better graphics and in a horror game, because I know Madison is in VR as well to release that, and I would die. I would absolutely die if I would play that. So I mean, I don't know, because you still have this TV barrier when you play it normally. You can pause it. Oh, I need to go to the bathroom for the 20th time this 15 minutes or something like that, just to get away from it for a while. But when you're really in it, like. Yeah. I don't know. How would you react to that? We have to try it sometimes. I think.
I tried that once. I remembered there was this time I was at this festival-like occasion at this association in video games in Malmö, and I remembered I had the opportunity. I felt like a little bit forced to get myself through this. So they sat me in front of a computer, and they had some of the Amnesia games playing right there in the intro. And I remembered, okay, they had connected Oculus Rift, but then they were using the mouse and keyboard as your gameplay option.
Okay.
But as I just sat there, I had a door in front of me, like a wooden massive door, and I was like, okay, there's going to be jump scares at this. So I thought like, okay, and I just, in the game, I remembered, you could only hear fire crackling in the torches. You could hear, the wooden floor, or was it the stone floor maybe? But, I was just frozen in place. I just thought to myself, I'm not pressing W, which means walk forward.
Why is there dust on this?
No one's pressing forward. I wonder why.
I kept on pressing, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I sat like for like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, that's a great game. Thanks, bye.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, but that's an important, you mentioned sound. Sound is an extremely important part of horror games as well. And with Silent Hill, you have this great music composer, Yamaoka, and he's a very good music composer with all his, not just for the music for the game, but the sounds of the creatures. And like, you can enter, I remember in Silent Hill 1, I think, you enter a room, and just a normal room, and you can pick up some ammo or stuff like that. But from nowhere, you just hear like a bottle like breaks, like bang, like that. Like, you jump like, oh my god, like that. And there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. Just a sound, And in the second game, you have like this, you're out like in like a courtyard, like you're using it to hang people and stuff like that. And there's an item you pick up there, but you have this sound that something comes rushing towards you, and as soon as it's close to you, and you just look around, there's nothing there, and it runs back, forward and back, like that. Okay, I'm believing now. Okay, like that, But it's such a cool effect, the way to use sound, just to create something that's not there, and also
reminds me of Isolation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going back to Isolation all the time.
Yeah,
it's my favorite game.
Yeah.
The creature had this sound design with the hisses and it's growling and stuff like that. So they purposefully made like doors that has hydraulics.
Yeah.
They like hiss when they go up in the same manner as the creature. So every time you walk through a door, it's like, is it here? Is it here?
Oh man!
No, it's just a door. Okay. So that's interesting. When they use the same the same audio cues for different kinds of stuff in the game, so it reminds you of that you might be in danger.
Yeah.
Which makes me think about this one situation. Because of as we're on the topic of sound, I'm thinking of Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda, for the Nintendo 64 and even the 3DS version. There's this little section where you're supposed to go to like the courtyard of Zelda's castle, and you have her guards patrolling the area. And it's like, I remember there was this one specific place where it was like, okay, I need to walk between these guards, and their line of sight is pretty short, but you have to make your, calculate it right to make sure that you walk in the right path, not to get them to see you. So I remembered I tried a couple, many times over. I finished this game tons and tons over and over again. And I remembered, if you walk within their line of sight, you have their whistle, which is sudden and loud. And this was the TV speakers from big chunky SRT TV, CRT TV. And I remember, it was, that scares me to death. So hearing it in today still triggers me like, no, it's like that.
When you look at football and they're like with a loud whistle.
Exactly. I still hate sneaking missions in most games because you can't kill. You can just walk past, and it's no, please don't.
But that game, Ocarina of Time, also have some horror elements when you're going into that well in Kakariko Village. There's this little room with that is a zombie sort of creature, this white things, and they're like arms coming up from the ground that takes hold of you, and this zombie monster or something comes forward, and
that's true.
Yeah, and you have zombies who are screaming in that game also.
Yeah, that's a girl scream.
Is it? Yeah,
a woman screaming.
I thought it was me screaming.
It was a high-pitched screaming.
Yeah, and it freezes Link frozen, so you can't move, and the zombies comes closer like that in slow motion.
Yeah.
So Zelda has also some horror.
I remember the Empty Well section from Majora's Mask, the sequel, is even worse in my opinion. I remember playing that when I was 12 years old, and I struggled to even be down in that area in the game because you had these wall masters and the other, they're these kinds of chopped off hands, kind of huge. So you're like a child that walks, you have weapons, but you're defenseless almost in this kind of situation. So you have the ones walking on the floor and can climb on walls, and then you have these ones that come from the ceiling, which is like you have this shadow and you can hear kind of thing. You hear that sound and you see the shadow grow in size by your feet.
That's true.
And when it's at the biggest, there's like a split second, and then you hear and it grabs you, and then you scream as it lifts you up, and it just throws you down to the entrance of this dungeon.
Yeah.
And that was, oh my god, I have this traumatic experience from that time.
Yeah, but it's, as I said, it has horror elements to it, and at that time you didn't have those typical horror games yet. You have soon, I mean, with Resident Evil or Silent Hill like that, but it was still very new, that type of genre. So it's very cool, I think.
Have you guys played the Evil Within?
The first one.
Yeah, first and second. The second is really good.
It's really good. The remake with you can choose if you want to play it the third or first person.
Oh, you can now.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I have to try it. Yeah. No, you played the first one as well, John.
The first one, it was trash.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't like it.
I forced myself through it.
Okay.
I did not enjoy it one bit.
Okay.
But I did like the little aspect of how it reminded me of the original Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, it's the same creator, I think.
Yeah.
Because it has very many similarities.
Yeah, I would say so.
No, I played the second one a lot. I really loved the second one. And when I finished that, I thought, maybe I should play the first one again, because I haven't played it in many years. But I couldn't play the first one after the second one, because the second one is so much better with the controls and everything. Yeah. And the first one was really bad.
Clunky.
Clunky.
It feels very old.
Yeah. But the second one is, it's a sort of underrated horror game, I think. Maybe most people didn't like the first one, so they didn't try the second one. But the second one is way better. Almost have this Silent Hill quality to it as well, with the flashlight and this little town and stuff like that. Exactly. So have you played this Alan Wake? The Alan Wake games?
Oh yeah, both. Yeah, the originals, that is.
Yeah, the original.
There's a remaster, right?
Yeah.
I think I played it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that a very old game?
Yeah, it's an old game.
Yeah, Xbox 360.
But they released HD remaster, was it last year or last year? Yeah, time flies.
Recently, I believe. Last year, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, because I didn't play the original, but it was very cool to play this one. Also, speaking of Twin Peaks, very much influenced by that TV series, this little small town. And the diner you come to the first time you play, coming into the town, is like a copy of the diner in Twin Peaks. It's such a cool nod. And also the police station looks exactly the same. But it's a very cool horror game, I think, with this abstract horror element as well, with this writer and his being chased by his creations, basically.
Aren't there supposed to be a Alan Wake 2
in
the works?
Now in autumn sometimes. Yep.
Cool. Because I think I saw some trailer or something.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks very cool. Yeah, also influenced, I think, by the Resident Evil remakes, like this third person. Yeah. That would be cool to try it out. But have you played one of the cool... This have been a good year, I think, for horror remakes with Resident Evil 4. We also had Dead Space remake as well.
Yes, that's on my list.
Oh, you have to play that.
Yes.
That's so good.
I was actually waiting for this remake, so I wanted to do the remake instead of the old
Yeah,
ones. So,
good choice. Good choice.
So,
but speaking of like sci-fi horror in a way, that's a very it's so good, very scary, very yeah.
Sometimes I'm thinking about when it comes to the visuals in horror games, it becomes even more terrifying, more intimidating when the graphics aren't that clear. Like I'm thinking PlayStation 1 games can sometimes be even more scarier, despite the fact that they look more ugly than modern games.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God! Look at the graphics!
The lucky creature, no!
Look at that 3 pixels.
No, but I think it's true. I think I was thinking about the first Silent Hill game. That was sort of limited in the technology, but it's such a cool thing, because when you think about Silent Hill, you think about the mist, in this small town. But that was because of the limitation of the game development.
So they could hide the geometry.
It's so cool. Okay. They just used it as a story element, that it was full of misty, and you had this snowy feeling, and it's just because we can't render all that, we have to do something, and now it's the main thing of Silent Hill, this mist, and I think it's such a cool idea to just use it and make it more terrifying, that you can see everything like that. So and as you say, I think with some of the characters, like the character models in older games, you had great voice acting in Silent Hill 1, I think, and you had to use your imagination in a way when you see the characters just nodding, very basic animation, like that. But you bring something, as the player, you bring something with your imagination to it as well, I think. So graphics, I don't know. For me, graphics just is aging like fine wine sometimes, I think it's cool to watch. It doesn't have to be this ultra realistic it's today. I think you can look at older games and that's pretty cool. It still looks pretty neat, what they did there, and still respect it, and as you can still emote and get, as Silent Hill 1 is still terrifying to play, I think, with the graphics and the music and the whole soundscape of everything. So
I was thinking about, for example, there's this saying in when you're making movies, that you should always try to show the ghost or monster or whatever as little as possible, just so the audience can make up their own, they can project their fear onto this thing we don't see.
And it feels like, I'm getting the impression, because I haven't played the Amnesia games, but it feels like they implemented that kind of thing where it's they don't really show you the monster. I don't know if they do it at all.
I thought of that when you said that, because the first game, I played through the first game, and it's a very cool idea, because you have the monsters in it like that, but the player gets hurt if you watch them, if you look at them too long. And that's such a cool mechanic, that you're not supposed to look at them, because and that's also a cool way to hide, graphic limitations and stuff like that. I think don't look at it,
don't look too closely.
It's such a cool idea.
It's cool, because they do the same that in Soma, the horror game. You can't look at the creatures, you have to look away.
That's I thought about another horror game that I played last year, based on a movie, the Blair Witch game.
I started playing that one. I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. I think it's maybe a little bit too long in the ending. They needed to edit it somewhat, but there's a very cool moment in that game, because in the movie, spoilers for the movie, it's an old movie, but when they find each other in the basement, and this guy, he's just staring into the wall, at the end of the movie, and this girl freaks out and she drops the camera at the end. But there's a point in the game where this Blair Witch is coming for you, and the only way to survive that moment is to stare into the wall, and the game tries to force you to look at her. So you have to steer your head towards the wall all the time, just looking at the wall.
You have to counter.
Counter the. It's such a cool idea. I mean, you can't see the witch, because if you turn around, you're dead immediately. But it's such a cool idea, and the sound when she's close to you, because you can't turn around, but she's breathing down around your neck, basically like that. Such a cool horror moment, really. So I would absolutely recommend the Blair Witch game. I think that's a cool idea, and it has not a perfect game, but it has cool horror elements to it. I think,
Right.
So there's a lot in horror games, and fun to discuss. I think it's a very cool genre.
Yeah. Super interesting to see how they develop and they change, and take new inspirations from different kinds of genres, both within games, music, and books. It's been super fun to talk to you guys about this.
Yeah. Fun subject. Yeah. Thank you so much for our listeners for tuning in today, and thank you so much for your support. Nice to hear from you with comments and such. And we see what we'll talk about next time. John, have you any ideas for our next episode?
Yeah, I do have a thought. I'm having a thought that I'm hoping that if we can talk about that would be amazing. But we do have some interesting topics ahead of us.
Nice.
Yeah. And of course, thank you, Martin.
Thanks for having me. Very fun to talk about horror games.
Yeah. Welcome anytime talking about horror games. We can make a whole Alien Isolation episode, I think.
I will stay quiet the entire time.
But then John have to play it.
Yes.
Oh no. Thanks you guys for listening, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Okay, so take care. Have a good gaming summer. Bye.
Bye.